tears but water. My hands are lifted up. My heart is ready to receive a blessing from you. Come on, Bree Babineau. All right. I am no singer. Okay. Hey there. My name is Miss Nina J. And welcome to my YouTube channel. To my new people rocking with me, thank you so much. Thank you for rocking with your girl. I am now at 90 subscribers, you guys. Thank you so much. I just pray that it continues to grow and that you all continue to connect with me. And welcome back to my people that's been rocking with me. I thank you so much for staying down with me. All right, as I said, we got new episodes of The Healing Project. And so the last couple of videos, we did the mood check and then it was an introduction. This video will be our scripture foundation, okay? And so I have 5 foundational scriptures for The Healing Project, and I encourage all of us to then go back and read and meditate on these scriptures, because it will be super helpful for us in this journey on this project that we're doing regarding healing. This will definitely help us heal along with other scriptures. These are just the foundations. They're so the whole book, maybe the whole Bible, maybe. That's what I would like to do, is share these scriptures with you all. The reason why I chose these scriptures. I will go in depth about these scriptures along as, you know, the videos keep coming. I will kind of like elaborate and kind of go deeper into them. But for now, we're just gonna throw them out there. And I don't want to say, let me do a sidebar real quick. But wait. Are you comfortable? Because as you can see, I got my blanket. I'm comfortable. Got my water. Okay? Get you a snack. Get you something to drink. Get you a blanket. Get comfortable. Because we're going to be here. Okay? So get comfortable. Before I get into the foundational scriptures, I do kind of want to bring up some recent activity that I got to experience, and I just kind of want to speak to it because it did kind of touch me, and I was like, oh wait. It's like, no, I'm not gonna get defensive. I'm gonna just talk about it a little bit more on my video. I have the platform to do it, so I'm gonna do it. So I recently was watching a live on Instagram, and there was a young lady that came on the live, and she was very transparent, very open, very vulnerable, just talking about where she was mentally. And a lot of us on the live were like, you know, praying for you, seek God. I threw out a scripture that has helped me because I understood where she was. And so I threw out a scripture that has helped me. And even when I kind of go back to that same thought process that she was having, I refer back to that scripture, right? And so there was a young lady that came on a little bit after her and was pretty much saying, look, I get that, you know, we want to tell people about God. We want to, and she's a believer. We want to tell people about God. We want to refer people to Bible, but not everybody understands scripture. Not everybody understands Bible. So we need to stop throwing scripture at people and just kind of like be human, be there in that moment. And I kind of was like, oh, because I put a scripture out there. However, I do understand what she's saying, because essentially this is kind of what I'm doing with the Healing Project. The mood check, you know, wasn't scripture, right? That was a best practice to help change our perspective of our days. I get that. However, scripture is important, and I feel like it's a combination. I feel like it's a combination of exercises and being relatable and not having to like always talk about God and always talk about scripture. You can be personable. You can, you know, kind of just listen and not necessarily like preach or minister at that moment. There's a time and place for everything. However, just like any great teacher is going to leave you with an assignment, leave you with something to read, leave you with something to go and research. I feel like as believers, especially when it comes to healing, because what that lady was vulnerable with, she definitely needed healing. She definitely needs it. And it was even said, healing is needed. So I tell you from personal experience, when it comes to healing, it's gonna be scripture, okay? And so I just want to encourage anyone that if you find yourself going to scripture and reading the word and you don't understand the word, or you don't necessarily agree with the word maybe, or it's just something that doesn't just sit right with you, or whatever the case may be, seek counsel, right? Like if you're part of a church, I know some of us are not, but if you're part of a church and if you feel comfortable with like a deacon or a Bible study teacher, Sunday school teacher, your pastor, whoever, reach out to them and ask them, hey, I'm not understanding this. Can you break this down? But before you even go there, pray. Before you open up the word, pray to God. Like, Lord, help me understand your word. Like, what is it that you want me to get from what I'm reading? Help me break it down. Help me understand. Help me just sit in it and just hear what you are saying to me directly. Because I also will say that scripture is true, right? Each and every person gets something different from scripture, and it may not be wrong what they get, but that's just their own personal relationship with Christ. That's where they are in their life in that moment. I can guarantee you there's scripture that I read in one season and it held differently to me than it did in another season. So you just gotta get to know God for yourself. You just have to read the word for yourself. And with the perfect combination, scripture, best practices, I put the activity on my wall, so I keep looking that way. But the mood check activity, whatever activities is presented to you, given to you, that will help you along the way. Just make sure that you incorporate scripture in that. Make sure you incorporate prayer in that. Okay? I just want to make sure I say that. But nevertheless, back to what I was saying about our foundational scriptures. We have 5, and I have them here. The first one is a childhood favorite. It has really helped me a lot when it comes to fear, especially when it used to thunderstorm and rain really bad, and we used to have like tornado warnings and stuff like that, and I would get super scared. I would read this scripture and it would put me at peace. Now, as I'm an adult, I get it. This scripture holds to so many different things, and it still puts me at peace. But with that, all of that ranting, the first scripture is going to be Psalms 23, and that's the whole chapter of Psalms 23 is our first foundational scripture. Our second foundational scripture is 1 Corinthians 13. The whole chapter, but specifically verses 4 through 7. And then our third foundational scripture is Galatians 5, chapter 5, verses 22 through 26. And then our fourth is Philippians 4:8. I know I say Philippians 4:12 a lot. And that could be a foundational scripture. So we can do Philippians 4:8 and Philippians 4:12, or 4:13, excuse me. And then last but not least, James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Those are our foundational scriptures for the Healing Project. Again, that's Psalms 23, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7, Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 through 26, Philippians chapter 4, verses 8 and verses 13, and then James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Those are our foundational scriptures. They all pertain to healing. They all incorporate what's needed to heal. And if we haven't noticed by now, the main thing that's needed to heal is relationship with Christ. That is the main thing. And so I pray that these videos will help you seek relationship with Christ if you don't already have one. And if you already have one, seek an even deeper relationship with Christ. And that these scriptures will help you do that. Also, you know, once you pray over what you're reading and ask God to help you understand the word, don't just run through it. Again, with these foundational scriptures, even if you have to do it verse by verse, right? Read a verse and just sit on it and just pray about it and think. That works. Out of those that, you know, were presented, what do you have a favorite out of these, or any of these your favorite? As you begin to read these, you know, connect with me on Instagram, on here, leave a comment. Let me know what scripture really moves you and resonates with you, especially when it comes to healing. And if you have any other scriptures that you go to as far as healing, you know, I want to hear about it. I want to read about it. So leave a comment, connect with me, let me know. I'm so excited, guys. Until next time, God bless you, and thank you for stopping by. Bye.